All right, so accidentally ended the last one. We're going to find out if I know how to edit and combine videos. I suspect the answer is no. In that case, welcome to part 2. So, the important thing when you come to a more sharp point is that it's better to end your line and pick up again, because a stem stitch or an outline stitch does not go around corners very well. So it's much better to let's go this way. It's much better to stop and start your lines if you're going to be going around a tight corner. You'll notice that now that I'm working right to left, I'm keeping my thread down. That's just because I'm working in reverse. Quick note that if you are left-handed, you will most likely want to work in a right to left direction. Do that if you find it easier. Similarly, I will stab stitch with my right hand if I'm not using a frame. If I am using a frame, then my fabric is being held, so I can have my left hand down and my right hand up. If I try to do that today, apparently I will rock the camera, and nobody wants that. But for left-handed stitchers, might I recommend stabbing the fabric rather than doing a scooped sewing stitch, which also will distort the fabric when you're trying to do something more precise, like blackwork. Excuse me. So again, I've come to a stop there where I had a little bit more of a sharp corner, and I'm just going to come around this curve. I appear to have switched between a stem stitch and an outline stitch. I'm not overly concerned. At this size, it won't show. The most important part is to be internally consistent between lines. So you will find that when you're stitching, actually the reason why I switched is that this curve is easier to do when I'm coming up on the inside of the curve, like a stem stitch, even though I usually prefer an outline. Don't switch in the middle of a line if you can, but if you find that one way or another is better for a particular line, do that. And if you have to switch in the middle of a line, maybe consider stopping your stitching and restarting it, basically by using very small stitches. Okay, one last thing, which is I'm far away from where I was. That's fine. If the back isn't going to be super visible, go ahead and just carry it along the back and go back to where you were. No one will notice an extra thread. So thank you very much. This is some non-counted stitching a little bit of counted stitching as we look at our double running stitch, back stitch, stem stitch, chain stitch, to be able to work on counted and uncounted blackwork. Thank you very much.